Hello, my name's Lee Roberts. I'm a paranormal investigator and I am the owner of Haunted Events UK. I'm also the presenter on the Haunted channel on YouTube and the Haunted show on a radio station called PSH Radio, and you've probably already seen me on Sky also presenting shows such as Mindscape and Ghost Attacks. Now I've been asked to do an online interview for the Scary Mary web magazine, which is brilliant, so thank you guys. And I know people have been sending in their messages and questions for me via Twitter and Facebook and email, so we're going to go through a few of those now. So first up is Hannah from London, and she has said, what inspired you to become a ghost hunter, and out of all the experience you've ever had, what is your favourite and or the scariest? Well, what inspired me to become a ghost hunter, when I was around 6-7 years old, I went on a school trip to a place called Newstead Abbey, which is in Nottinghamshire, and we was told all the history of Newstead Abbey as well as the ghost stories there. And as we was going around, we got taken to what's called the Monk's Room, which is next to Lord Byron's bedroom. Lord Byron is a famous poet that lived at Newstead Abbey. And we was in there. Now, bearing in mind, we was 6-7 years old, and my best friend who was stood next to me collapsed as we was being told these stories of the White Lady. And when we got him round, my best friend said that he felt like a cloak was being put over his shoulders and being dragged down into the floor, which made him lightheaded and collapsed. And that is one of the signs that happened to people there, and it had happened over many years, and it still happens today. That really got me into the paranormal, into ghost hunting, and we went back and we was told to write a bit of a story of what we'd seen, and I filled a whole book on ghost stories of Newstead Abbey, being a 6-7 years old. And then shortly after that, in 1984, so I would have been around 8 years old, Ghostbusters came out, which was a massive inspiration. Love the Ghostbusters film, still do today, and that really got me into ghost hunting and looking into the paranormal. And then when I was around 15 years old, Ghostwatch was on the television, on the BBC, and for those of you that know Ghostwatch, it was Sarah Green and Craig Charles and Michael Parkinson, and they did a spoof ghost hunt for the BBC one Halloween. And it was fantastic, really well put together, and that really got me into looking into it more seriously. And from then onwards, I started looking into the paranormal, got a team together, and away we went. And the rest is history, as they say. So next one is Janice from Hackney. Hi Lee, what experience did you have to know that this is what you wanted to do? Also, what advice would you give to someone who wanted to become a ghost hunter? So, lots of experiences really. I mentioned the one at Newstead Abbey was one of the main experiences that I had that realised that's what I want to do. I also had, I saw something when I was around 6-7 years old at my mum's house, a little boy. As I was going to the toilet around 2 in the morning, I saw a little boy stood on my mum and dad's landing in their house, and that got me thinking, what is that now? My mum's always said I was dreaming. She still says to this day that I would have been dreaming, but I know I wasn't dreaming at that time. So you know, what could it have been? So that got me thinking. But as a career, it wasn't until later on. I was doing it as as a hobby, as a voluntary job, and just something we enjoyed doing. In fact, I was a police officer at the time, a full-time police officer, and we investigated a place called Clifton Hall in Nottinghamshire, and it was really active. And eventually the owners moved out and left the house to the bank, and it was all over the media, and got quite a lot of footage from the place. We got quite a lot of evidence, and we got quite a lot of media attention from there. And from that point onwards, I realised that there was a gap there. There was something that needed to be filled within the market, and I decided to make Haunted Events UK. Leave everything else behind, and we made Haunted Events UK, and we did the ghost hunting and the events full time. So as well as doing the private stuff, we also did public events so people could come along and join us as well. And although there are hundreds out there of ghost hunting paranormal events companies out there, We specify on doing things that are not done before, really. So when I first did Woollerton Hall, Newstead Abbey, Sherwood Forest, Nottingham Castle, never ever been done before. So we're the first company to be able to do those events and locations, which is really good for you guys to come along and see what we do. So that's really the turning point when we did Clifton Hall in Nottinghamshire. And advice to anybody that wanted to do a ghost hunt, to be a ghost hunter. Two different paths, really. If you wanted to do it full-time as a paid job, I'm really lucky. I kind of fell into it. I've not studied it. It was just through experience. So if you want to do it a little bit more where you study for it, go into psychology and parapsychology and study for it. Work hard and study for it. And then you can look more into the science of the paranormal. If it's something you want to do as a hobby or do it as an events company, then look more into the leisure side of things. Now, an events is more public experience, so it's more events dealing with members of public as well as knowing the knowledge behind ghost hunting. So look at getting the experience behind you. Go out there, go to your local pubs, clubs, local haunts that you've had the stories from over the years, and see if you can get access to it for the night or just a few hours. Take a camcorder with you, take a torch with you, and away you go. Just do a bit of footage, and it's more about experience than anything. It's not about going and studying things. It's about experience, and over the years, you will pick up on better ways to do it, best practice, and that's it really. If you're doing events though, make sure that you are covered insurance-wise, and make sure that you get the right equipment for the members of public, because they're paying guests at the end of the day, so you've got to look after them. So yeah, two different ways that you could go down the study route, go down psychology and parapsychology, or go down the experience route and a bit more of the leisure side, which is good fun. Next up is Sarah from Shropshire. Hi Lee, recently my cat has been acting very strange when visiting our downstairs cellar. The hair stands on end, hisses, and generally seems uneasy. There is nothing that comes to mind as to why she is acting this way. Do you think my house is haunted? Possibly. Animals do pick up on a lot of things, as do children up to the age of around 6, 7. Children pick up on a lot of things as well. So yeah, it could be. It also could be down to something down there that the cat don't like, or it could be any number of reasons. The best thing to do, if it is haunted, if there are such things as ghosts and there is a ghost down there, then 9 times out of 10, acknowledgement works. Acknowledgement. So go down into your cellar, if you're brave enough, go down into the cellar and call out. If there is somebody here, we know you're here, we know you're scaring the cat, this cat can see you. Thank you very much, we know you're here. If you want them to move on, just ask them to move on. 9 times out of 10, strangely enough, that works. Now, whether that is because acknowledgement works and a ghost will suddenly go, well, they know I'm here now, that's it, my job done, I'm on my way. Or psychologically, you'll then think, right, I've told them that, then they'll go. So psychologically, the activity won't be there anymore. So acknowledgement, that's the first advice I would give you. Go down there and call out and speak to them, speak to the ghosts. We know you're here. Thank you very much for coming along. Can you please move on now? Thank you for visiting us. If it carries on, then get a camcorder, set up a camcorder down there, see if you can pick up on any strange activity, and then we'll move forward from there. But keep in touch. Let me know how you go. But acknowledgement first and foremost. Go down and speak to them. See if they'll move on without it. If you don't want them to move on, just go and speak to them so you can give you another sign, which would be great fun. Get a camera on it and see what we can get. Right, the next one is Georgina from South London. Hi Lee, my bedroom is located on the top of the house and I'm forever hearing footsteps on the roof. However, there is no public access and it is louder than an animal. What is your advice for me to rid of the problem if it is a ghost? Same as before, acknowledgement. If there is something up there, call out to them. Let them know that you know they're there. Let them know that either you're happy that they're there or that you would like them to move on. I've been doing this a long time, about 17 years. I've never known anybody hurt or injured by a ghost, so don't be scared at all, but make sure that you give them acknowledgement, let them know that you're here, and then it could move on. From a science point of view, I don't know how old the house is. It could be just the creaks within the house, different temperatures of the house when it gets hotter or colder. Obviously the materials of the house will start shrinking or expanding, which causes creaks, floorboards creaking, etc. So it could be just something that is very, very easily explained. But again, back to my last question, it would be acknowledgement. Just let them know that you're here and ask them to move on. Which that's the best thing. If it carries on and you do want to it does get scared, then the best thing to do is to call someone like myself. Will come along, do a few experiments. Yeah, it's the paranormal doesn't have to be all scary. It's fun at the end of the day, and we'll come and do some experiments with you and see if we can find out who it is, if there is a ghost there, and then we can decide what we want to do from there. So yeah, keep me updated on that one as well. Next one is my good friend, the Haunted Digital Magazine. Paul Stevenson sent a message in via Twitter. Are you keeping the beard? And what are my hopes for 2015? The beard is quite new at the minute. And yeah, I think it'll be staying for at least the festive period. But I don't know from that point onwards, so we'll see. I've not really grown a beard before, but yeah, I quite like it at the minute, so I'll keep it for now, and we'll see where we go from there. Definitely the festive period, and then we'll take it from there. Hopes for 2015, huge really. Start with build on what we've already built on for Haunted Events UK. It's a project that's been going since 2009. We've built it and built it and built it. We've got, really, really good at the minute. So more locations, bigger, better locations. Hopefully see more of you guys. Make sure you get along to the events, www.hauntedeventsuk.com, and come and join myself and the team on events. So that would be brilliant to see more people on events, get more events, bigger, better locations, which would be fantastic. Also, I would like to see a brand new TV paranormal show. What about you guys? Would you like that? That is something that is in the pipeline, something we are working on. Now, there are hundreds of people out there that are making paranormal shows, putting them on YouTube. Although that is brilliant, get it out there because it's more evidence, but a lot of them are all same run-of-the-mill type of shows. Now the one that we're working on, I'm not going to say anything about it, I'm not going to say too much, but there are twists and turns in it, something that's never ever been done before. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get something out there for you guys, for you to be involved in as well. Not just me, not just the team that's behind it, but you guys as well can be very much a part of it. So hopefully that will come off during 2015. Also, the Haunted channel on YouTube, we are showing an array of ghost hunting programs from all over the world, UK, US, Australia. If you've got a program that's on YouTube, if you're filming yourself on ghost hunts, or you just go out with friends and you're filming yourself doing a ghost hunt or a Ouija board or something, send it in to us at the Haunted channel, and we'll show it on there. We'll put it on there for you. So hopefully that will get bigger and better as well. And yeah, a bit more fun in the paranormal. That's what we want. A bit of a laugh with it, and not taking it too seriously. Get away with all this backbiting and fighting within the paranormal world. And there's plenty of ghosts out there. We can all share them. Why not? Amy, who was sent a message in on Twitter, has said she's going on her first paranormal ghost hunt. What is the best bit of equipment to invest in? Two different answers really. If you want to invest in some equipment, fantastic. If you want to invest in some equipment, the best thing that I would say is some kind of camera or camcorder, something that's going to record your footage. So if you're out there and you're investigating, what you're looking for is proof and evidence. That's the reason you're doing it for. Whether it's your evidence as a personal thing, brilliant. But if you experience it and then you go and tell your friends, they're just going to go, no, you're crazy. You didn't see anything. So you need proof. So make sure that you get a camcorder or a camera or something that's going to record your findings. That is the main bit of equipment. So if you're going to invest, something like that. If not, what I would say is you don't need anything. The best bit of equipment you have got is yourself. So make sure when you go out there that you call out and you interact with the spirits and speak to them. Because that's the best bit of equipment, yourself. Your senses, what are you feeling, what are you hearing, what are you seeing? All your senses are the best bit of equipment out there. When we do events, we work on different visuals and different experiments. Some are working with table tipping, some are working with the gadgets, the EMF meters, the voice boxes, the K2s, all different bits of gadgets, dowsing rods. But the best bit of equipment is you, because you're the one that will pick up on it. You're the one that will see things and hear things. So if you want to do a ghost hunt and you want to go out there, just go and do it and see what you pick up on and call out, because the more you call out, the more interaction you'll get. So the best bit of equipment is you. Don't have to invest in anything. But if you do, camera or camcorder. Hope that answers that question. Finally, the guys from Calamityville Horror, which is a YouTube ghost hunting program. If you want to go and check them out on YouTube, Calamityville Horror, fantastic guys, really funny, naturally funny. They just don't take it seriously at all, but that's a good thing because they get more activity because the energy is fantastic. So Calamityville Horror said on Twitter, what would be my superhero name and what would my power be? Which is typical of the Calamityville Horror guys. So hard one really. I've been thinking about this one. So I think my superhero name would be Super Spook, just because what I do. And my superpower would be to be able to detect anybody that falsifies or fakes anything within the paranormal world. So make sure that you're careful. If you're coming on an event or you're making a television program, Super Spook will be able to detect if you're faking anything. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. So we'll stick with that. Super Spook is coming to get you. That could be a show in itself. Why not? And that's it. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much to Scary Mary Web Magazine for allowing me to be interviewed and asking me to be interviewed. Thank you to everyone who sent in their messages via Twitter and Facebook and email. Please stay in touch. If you do have anything that you want to ask other than the what's on here, get in touch with me on Twitter at Mr. Lee Roberts, or you can get me on Twitter, official Lee Roberts. I've got a page on there as well. Or check out my website, www.officialleeroberts.com, or you can join me on an investigation via Haunted Events UK. So you go to hauntedeventsuk.com, and there is loads of events already being sold out and being booked up for 2015. Just put a £10 deposit on and pay the rest 2 weeks before the event. And you can come on a ghost hunt with me and the rest of the team. The Haunted Events UK team are fantastic. So make sure you check that out. And thank you again to Scary Mary Web Magazine. And I'll see you later. Bye.